How you doing, YouTube? Silver Joker here. So I got a bunch of comments, people saying they're not going to buy any more silver if they have to pay taxes on it. Well, to those people, I got something to share. All right, so I went down to Franklin Street Coin here to buy some bullion. While I was down there, I talked to Phil a little bit about the efforts that the bullion dealers in Cincinnati and Ohio to try to get this tax repealed, and he said they lobbied real hard initially to try not to get it passed in the first place. But since it's passed, they've been working behind the scenes to try to get it repealed. And I asked him a little bit about that, and I'll share that with you guys as the video plays. I'll share with you guys the conversation that we had. Just conversational visit, not an informative visit. So I'll let that play, and you guys can hear that. You might find some of the efforts that they got interesting, and after that, I'll share with you guys what I bought.
Hard not to get it passed to begin with, and our efforts he didn't do the line item veto, which he could have done. But we're working always.
You're talking about the governor.
Yeah. And we were always working behind the scenes to repeal the tax. I mean, that was after it passed. The next day we were working on repealing it. So yes, we are working on it. We're donating to it, and I believe it eventually will happen.
So how can we help? How can just the consumer help out with that?
Just a call to their district congressman telling them they want that repealed. That eventually will make its way to Columbus, and they're supposed to do what the will of the people want.
Right.
And I don't know, outside of potentially two lawmakers who wanted tax on coins, except those two. I don't think it's going to be as fruitful as they believe it's going to be. I believe what they've done is pushed a lot of bullion sales outside of the state. The only advantage is now that for bullion dealers inside Ohio is that I believe a lot of online purchases are getting taxed now that it's coming into Ohio. So it's hard to avert the tax, let's put it that way, in terms of living in Ohio and paying the taxes. Even if you go online now, if it's shipped to Ohio, a lot of the major companies are charging tax on it. So it's hard to avert it. So the idea is not to try to avert it anymore, it's to repeal it. I mean, that would be your next obvious, then you don't have to deal with it at all.
Right. Okay, so if I was gonna call my congressman, what would be a good, I mean, just saying I don't like the tax is probably not gonna do it.
I would just say, I'm going to support the representatives from my district that want to repeal this bullion tax.
Yes.
And let them figure it out, that they don't repeal it, they don't get your vote.
Right.
Or they don't ask for a repeal, they don't get your vote. So that, to me, I mean, that's why political leaders are where they are, is from the vote. And that's the most fearful thing, too, is not getting the vote, not getting reelected, and, because we have a lot of career politicians in this country.
All right, so the bullion dealers in Cincinnati are working hard to try to get that tax repealed. But you know what? I'm not going to stop stacking, and neither are you, right? I mean, I've gotten so many comments from people who say they are not buying another ounce until the Ohio tax is repealed. Okay, look, to those people, I just like to ask this. I mean, how is that going to help you? I mean, why are you stacking in the first place? I mean, to me, this is just another bump in a long road towards my financial goals. I mean, stacking silver takes discipline. And what is discipline? Well, in this context, it's foregoing immediate pleasure to create stable and long-term financial security. I mean, that's why we do it. That's why we stack. That's why we put in the work to put this silver in our stacks. I mean, that's why I do it, and I'm sure that's why a number of you do it. I mean, for most of the time, I mean, if we don't reach our goals or we get sidetracked, it's easy to blame something other than ourselves. I mean, to place that fault elsewhere. I mean, because, let's face it, it relieves us from taking the personal responsibility. But fault and responsibility are not the same thing. If you take responsibility for a goal that you're trying to reach, your fault is not a part of that formula. You can't say that I didn't reach my goal because of something else, because of someone else. I mean, it's just, that sucks. I know it does, but that's just life. You can't blame someone else or something else for you personally not reaching your goals. Now, look, I understand that there's certain things that certain financial situations are going to prevent us from doing. That's absolutely, I totally understand that. But if you're committed to a goal, and when life comes at you, like this Ohio bullion tax, you adjust, right? I mean, we adjust. It's going to cost us a little more for that ounce of silver, but we adjust, right? We make it work. I mean, look at it like this, tell yourself, I'm going to stack this ounce of silver. I'm going to figure out a budget so that I can sustain this ounce of silver. And I'm going to commit to this budget so I don't have to sell this ounce of silver before I want to. And tell yourself that every day or every week or every month or however often you have to tell yourself that. Tell yourself that. Commit yourself to that budget. And then when these things come at you, like this tax or anything else that may come at you, that life may throw at you, you'll adjust. You'll make it work. If you commit yourself to it and you tell yourself this, I mean, that's what being self-responsible is. It's talking to yourself, telling yourself, look, I know that I want that latte, or I want that Big Mac, or this taxes came in, so now I have an excuse not to put the money away to buy this ounce of silver. Self-responsibility is telling yourself, look, I know that this is what you want to do, but that's not going to help you achieve your goals. That's not going to help you get to where you want to be. So you have to tell yourself, so you know what? We're going to forego with that Big Mac. We're gonna adjust to this new Ohio tax, and we're gonna stack that ounce of silver. We're gonna put it in our stack because we know the end result is gonna be beneficial to us. It's that important. And that 1 ounce will become a tube, and that tube will eventually become a stack, and you'll have a stack. I mean, you're in control of what you do. No one understands what you can do better than you do. And be honest with yourself. Put in the work and put in the sacrifice, and it will pay off. And when you look at your ounces that you managed to put in your stack by the effort you put into stacking it, it will change your life. I mean that. I'm not being melodramatic or anything like that. I'm being very serious. When you look at that stack, when you look at those ounces that you put in the work and sacrifice to stack, it will absolutely change the way you look at stacking. It will. I promise you that. When you stack those ounces, when you put those ounces in your stack and you put in the work and sacrifice to put those ounces in your stack, it will absolutely change your life. I promise you. And I'll just remind you, or just share with you guys what my father used to say. He used to have this saying. He used to tell me, the best things in life are on the other side of hard work and sacrifice. And I live by those words. It's like 1 and 1 equaling 2. You can't change that. There's no way that you can change that. 1 and 1 will equal 2. Sacrifice and hard work will equal success. There's no way around that. Anyway, I think I've preached long enough. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Giveaway coming up in December, so keep your eyes and ears open for that. I'll give you guys the details on that in December. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Keep stacking. Peace.